I'm in the movie because I'm Kai's neighbor.
For those that haven't heard about this movie, it's called Relationship Status, and in case you haven't guessed, it's about social networking.
Since reading Kai's script of the movie, it made me think a lot about Facebook and how it really has influenced how we interact with each other.
Social networking's only been around for a good, 10 years?
I did have quite a few Facebook friends, but for some strange reason I got tired of getting all their updates, so I deleted a lot of them.
I think the main reason why it made such an impact is because as humans, when we interact and meet, we already know a form of social etiquette has been pretty much set after God knows how many decades, whereas with the internet, it's a completely whole new ballgame.
It's social tactics, gaming to that extent. How do you talk to this person and how do you react to that person? What do you do, to circumvent this problem and that sort of thing. Facebook is just a new element that's been thrown into human interactions.
Now that we read each other's statuses, there suddenly isn't really much of a need to catch up with people. Like, you see each other like, hey, I read on Facebook that this has happened to you. Congratulations, or I'm sorry, or, keep on doing what you're doing. And it's almost there's like an assumption.
I mean, like, I'm here with my fiancée and she and I aren't even Facebook friends.
What was your toughest challenge?
Being Gavin's girlfriend. No, it is. It's because you just don't know what's gonna come out of him.
The challenge for me was talking on the phone and not laughing because it was how many floors up?
Okay, you were pretty high, and you were pretty high up, and you didn't tell me until the last take that that was.
I've got a fear of heights. So I'm supposed to like be really close to laughing like that. Yeah, with so comfy talking.
Why do you think Malaysian audiences will enjoy this film?
You assume that they will. No, bad joke.
I feel that it makes people rethink how they use social networking, because Malaysians are one of the highest users of social networks, especially Facebook, if I'm not mistaken, especially in Asia. So it makes people watch it and rethink and reflect about their own lives. And I think everyone can take a bit of that from the movie.
There are elements of all the different stories that I think we can all kind of see, relate to just a little bit here and there.
Anyone who's been alive in the past 20 years would be able to relate to something in this movie.
I think that's what's nice about the film, is that every different story is very relatable in, maybe in a big way or in a small way, but to some extent all the stories are fairly relatable.
The other thing that people need to understand about the film is that as much as Facebook is, the main hook of, the main hook of the film, it's actually just a hook. It's still a very universal theme, I believe. It's still about people falling out of love, people trying to move on.
Even if you are not into Facebook, you'll wonder what's the big craze about Facebook. So at least, even if you can't relate to it, which I doubt, you'd at least be curious about it. So that's why I think Malaysians will enjoy it.
You can love or hate Facebook, you can't ignore it.
That's right, it's in your face.
Book. Why I liked it is because the lines are pretty spunky. When Kai called me for this and I got the script and I really like the script. And however, I don't have a lot of scenes, but I like a lot of other people's lines in the movie. And I still did it, so that says a lot. Like any Malaysian chick that has the word masturbation, come on.
When Kai sent me the script, I read it. Even though it was just I only had a small role, but I read the script. It's got a lot of character, it carries a lot of weight, it's well written, it's got a lot of depth, and also it covers a wide spectrum of an average Malaysian, and that's what I liked about it.
Kai is a brilliant director, a brilliant writer, and he presents to Malaysia something really different, something very fresh, something very sharp. And that is what I So I haven't met any filmmaker here as sharp as Kai, and I think it's great that he's doing this for us.
And this is all made with very little budget, okay? Now movies require a lot of money, so this is done with almost nothing. So can you imagine if somebody gave Kai 10 million ringgit?